Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're looking beyond the usual holiday snapshots. We're diving into a pretty significant shift happening in a major global market.
That's right.
We're analyzing how Phuket is actively trying to change its image, moving from just a tropical getaway to, well, a top-tier permanent home for the global elite.
In this view, it's not just guesswork. We're getting this straight from the front lines of luxury real estate there.
Okay.
Our insights today come directly from Ocean Worldwide. They're a luxury real estate agency, been right there in Phuket since 2004.
Wow, it's quite a long time.
Yeah, and their director, Sandra O'Neill, she's personally helped thousands of families, investors too, navigate this market for decades. So it's a really grounded perspective.
That's fantastic context. So our mission today is to break down those insights for you, the listener. We want to look at the investment appeal, what makes the lifestyle so attractive, and crucially, the practical side, the nuts and bolts of actually settling there.
Exactly. And the main takeaway, really, is that Phuket is signaling something permanent here. It's not just a phase.
Right.
The drivers are things like stability, especially through branded properties, rapidly improving infrastructure, and this wide but also quite specific international interest, particularly from Russian-speaking countries making long-term moves.
Okay, let's unpack that main shift first. Phuket's economy, for so long, it just ran on tourism, right?
Yeah.
That sun, sea, sand cycle. Seasonal.
Totally seasonal, transient. But the sources suggest that whole model is fundamentally changing now. It's becoming more of a year-round, resilient residential community.
What's the key sign of that shift? Is it just foreign buyers coming back?
Well, that's part of it, but maybe not the most telling sign. The really strong indicator, it's the increased investment from Thai nationals themselves.
Ah, interesting. Local confidence.
Exactly. Wealthy Thais are now buying up land. High-end villas, particularly in areas like Bang Tao Beach, which used to be mostly foreign interest. When that local high-end money flows in, it really signals confidence in the market's long-term security.
And the developers seem to be betting big on this residential future, too.
Oh, absolutely. Look at Laguna Phuket's plans. They're talking 10,000 new homes over the next 10 years.
10,000. That's huge.
It is. And these aren't just hotel rooms for short stays. They're specifically designed for long-term living. It shows the developers see Phuket as a place to live, not just visit for a week.
And this isn't just theoretical demand, right? There are actual high-value sales happening.
Right. The source material points to 4 specific beachfront villas at Laguna Phuket, priced between, $7 and $8 million.
Wow.
And they sold really fast. And interestingly, 2 of those big sales went to Thai buyers, which again just reinforces that domestic belief in the market.
Okay, so that covers the local confidence. But what about the international buyers? Why are they flocking there? And specifically to these branded properties, it seems like stability is the key word.
Stability is definitely the word. Think about the global economy since, say, 2008 and then the pandemic. Investors are understandably nervous. They're looking for ways to reduce risk.
Makes sense.
So a branded property, one tied to a big global hospitality name, it offers this perception of security, of standardization that maybe an independent property doesn't quite have. It's like an assurance of quality, it's globally recognized.
And Laguna Phuket is the prime example here. That massive 1,000-acre community you mentioned along Bang Tao Beach.
Yes, exactly. It's sort of a self-contained world. 7 high-end hotels, a top golf course, and around 3,000 branded homes already.
And what does that branded aspect actually deliver for the owner, beyond just the name?
Well, it's about protecting the investment, really. Laguna is backed by the Banyan Group, think Banyan Tree Hotels and Resorts.
Okay, a big name.
Right. So buyers get professional property management, maintenance, landscaping, services, all kept at the group's, frankly, very high global luxury standards. That consistent quality helps maintain and even increase the property's value over time.
So it's less about just owning a villa and more about owning an asset managed to a global standard.
Precisely. Plus, owners usually get access to all the resort facilities, pools, restaurants, spas, and often there's an option to put their property into a rental pool managed by the brand.
Ah, potential income stream without the hassle.
Exactly. And this model seems to work. The article mentions the Angsana beachfront residences, also in Laguna. Resale prices there apparently more than doubled the original cost.
Doubled. That's serious appreciation.
It is. And that's the kind of return that comes from that brand guarantee and professional upkeep. It really catches investors' attention.
No wonder Phuket's climbing the ranks. The data shows it's now 4th globally for branded residences, just behind giants like Dubai, New York, Miami.
That's what the source indicates, yeah.
Yeah.
It puts Phuket firmly on that global map for this specific type of investment.
But hang on, if everyone's buying into these huge branded communities, doesn't that kind of dilute the exclusive feeling they're trying to sell? If there are thousands of similar properties?
That's the potential downside, isn't it? Scale versus exclusivity.
Mm-hmm.
But right now, the demand seems incredibly strong. Laguna alone has residents from over 50 countries.
50. Wow.
So for the moment, it seems the market is valuing that stability and the comprehensive amenities, maybe even more than unique boutique exclusivity. The demand is just absorbing the supply.
Okay, so investment security is a huge piece, but people don't just move for yield, right? They move for lifestyle. What's the draw there? Is it just beaches?
It's definitely more than just beaches now. They're cultivating a quality of life that aims to compete with major cities, but, with that relaxed tropical feel. Lots of properties emphasize that indoor-outdoor living design, for example.
What about the practical stuff, the amenities?
Pretty comprehensive, actually. You've got everything from top-tier international restaurants to amazing local street food, huge focus on wellness spas, yoga studios, fitness centers everywhere. Plus, there's cultural depth, too, like in Phuket Old Town with its unique Sino-Portuguese architecture.
Right, I've seen pictures of that. Very distinctive.
It is. And then there's the infrastructure needed for actual living, especially for global citizens.
Like connectivity.
Absolutely crucial. The International Airport, HKT, is key. Direct flights to major hubs, Singapore, Dubai, Moscow, others too. That makes it a genuinely viable base for international travel or business.
And day-to-day stuff. Healthcare, internet.
Yeah, important points. There are high-quality private hospitals meeting international standards.
Yeah.
And reliable broadband, strong mobile coverage that's non-negotiable now, especially with so many people potentially working remotely.
So Phuket's aiming high, positioning itself as the Côte d'Azur of Asia. It's an ambitious tagline.
Very ambitious.
But it brings us back to that growth issue. If Laguna alone is adding 10,000 homes, plus whatever else is planned, can the island actually handle it? Won't that sheer scale undermine the quality of life?
That is, I think, the single biggest challenge they face. Infrastructure bottlenecks.
Mm-hmm.
The source explicitly flags this.
Right.
Phuket's roads, public services, they weren't designed for this kind of permanent, large-scale residential population. If getting around becomes a nightmare, say, an hour stuck in traffic just to get to the airport.
Then that whole convenient global base idea kind of falls apart.
Exactly. It eats away at the lifestyle promise, potentially damages the island's prestige, and could definitely impact long-term property values if not managed very carefully.
So managing that growth, making sure infrastructure keeps pace, that's absolutely critical for this whole vision to work.
Everything hinges on it.
Okay, let's zoom in a bit. Where are people actually choosing to live? You said it's not just one big resort. Phuket has distinct areas, right?
Very distinct. That diversity is actually a strength. For instance, you've got Cheng Talay near Bangtao Beach. It's described as having this sort of laid-back, artistic, almost boho chic vibe. Lots of cafes, yoga places, modern villas.
Okay, sort of trendy.
Yeah. Then down south, you have Nai Harn, much quieter, more family-oriented coastal feel. Bigger villas often, lots of natural beauty. It appeals more to people seeking peace over, say, constant buzz.
And if you do want the buzz, or maybe more history,
Then Phuket Old Town is the place. It's the cultural urban core. That Sino-Portuguese architecture really defines it. Ideal if you prefer a lively street scene, history, city amenities, maybe not being right on the beach 24/7.
we touched on this earlier, but the Russian influence seems particularly significant. The source called it a major driver. Why Phuket specifically for that group?
Several reasons converging, it seems. Stability and safety are big ones. Compared to, say, Moscow or St. Petersburg, Phuket is seen as a secure haven. Plus, there's a clear value proposition, a higher quality of life for potentially lower cost.
But lots of places offer sun and value. What makes Phuket stand out for this group?
It's the ease of integration, I think. That's the real accelerator for the scale we're seeing.
How so?
It goes beyond just direct flights, though those help. The source highlights a whole ecosystem emerging specifically for Russian speakers.
Like what?
Business support services, real estate agents, lawyers, even international schools adapting their programs. Basically everything you need to set up a life, but available in your own language. That removes a huge amount of friction for long-term relocation.
Yeah, that makes a massive difference. Okay, for anyone listening who's actually considering this, whether investing or moving, we absolutely have to talk about property ownership rules for foreigners in Thailand. It sounds complex.
It is complex, and getting it wrong can be costly. This is definitely where you need expert local advice, like from Sandra O'Neill's team at Ocean Worldwide, people who do this day in, day out.
So what are the basics? Let's start with condos.
Condominiums are usually the most straightforward. Foreigners can own them outright. That's called freehold ownership. But there's a key condition.
Which is?
The total unit space owned by foreigners in that specific condo building cannot exceed 49%.
Ah, the 49% rule. What does that mean practically for a buyer?
It means you need to check the foreign ownership quota before you commit. If a popular building is already at, say, 48% foreign-owned and you're interested, you need to move fast. If it hits 49% before your deal closes, you might suddenly find you can't get freehold anymore for that unit.
Right, timing is critical. Okay, what about houses, villas, or just land? That's different.
Very different, because foreigners generally can't own land freehold in their own name. So for villas or land, you usually see two main structures.
Okay, what's the first?
Leasehold. This is common. You lease the land, typically for 30 years. Often there are options to renew built into the contract, maybe for another 30 plus 30 years.
So potentially 90 years. Sounds okay. What's the catch?
The main risk is ensuring those renewals are genuinely secure and legally watertight. Also, a lease is a depreciating asset. As the years on the current lease term run down, its value and your ability to borrow against it can decrease unless those renewals are absolutely locked in.
Got it. And the second structure?
The other common route is setting up a Thai company ownership. Essentially, a foreign individual controls a legally registered Thai company, and that company owns the freehold land and property.
Seems like a clever workaround.
It can be, but it's not simple.
Yeah.
You have to actually set up and operate a legitimate Thai company. That means annual filings, compliance requirements, potentially Thai shareholders, depending on the setup. It adds a layer of administration and cost. It's not just a paper exercise.
It definitely sounds like something you need professional guidance on.
Absolutely essential. Don't try to navigate this alone.
Okay, given all that complexity, where should potential investors be focusing strategically right now in Phuket?
Based on the source, 3 areas stand out. For immediate, high-demand premium investment, Bang Tao Beach. It's established, has the Laguna infrastructure, strong rental demand is practically built in.
Right, the safe bet maybe.
Arguably, yes. Then, for investors playing a longer game, looking for more exclusivity, maybe potential for bigger custom projects, Natai Beach, just north of Phuket Island proper. It's quieter, less developed now, but has potential for significant capital appreciation over time.
Okay, higher risk, higher reward potential perhaps. And the third?
For a different kind of play, urban investment, Phuket Town. Think commercial spaces, shop houses, properties supporting that growing cultural scene and city living demand. It's less about beaches, more about the urban fabric.
So quite distinct options depending on your strategy.
Oh, exactly.
Okay, let's try and bring this all together. Phuket is clearly in the middle of a major transformation. Huge investment pouring in, a deliberate shift towards long-term residency, targeting global stability, and interestingly, a growing focus on sustainability too.
Yes, the source mentions that. New developments are increasingly incorporating things like solar power, sustainable building materials, energy-efficient design. It's smart, partly for environmental reasons, but also strategically it adds to the long-term value and appeal.
Right. So thinking about this whole ambitious project, here's a final thought for you, our listener, to ponder. We know infrastructure like roads is a challenge, but beyond traffic jams, what deeper, maybe cultural or regulatory hurdle does Phuket need to clear to truly become the Côte d'Azur of Asia it aspires to be? Not just managing growth, but fundamentally evolving.
That's a really interesting question, the difference between management and true evolution.
Something to think about. Remember, the detailed insights we explored today came directly from the ground in Phuket, thanks to the experts at Ocean Worldwide. They've been guiding investors and families there since 2004 under the leadership of Sandra O'Neill.
Decades of experience.
If you're intrigued by Phuket's potential and need guidance navigating those complex ownership rules or finding the right area, you can learn more from them. Just visit oceanwwp.com.
That's oceanwwp.com.
We'll catch you next time for another deep dive.